Happy Transgender Day of Visibility, Paris. So today's Transgender Day of Visibility, March 31st, 2025. And I'm leaving Paris today, and I have a few takeaways, many of them very relevant to Transgender Day of Visibility. I am being visible today, and I will go out of my way to especially transit up when I'm going through customs in the US. So, change of venue in the car on the way to Charles de Gaulle Airport. And I'll finish up. As I was saying, getting misgendered in the States is an almost daily occurrence. And it didn't happen here at all. And why is that? It's easy to make fun of people who are different. And we have a Republican Party backed by a bunch of white right-wing so-called Christians who are extremists who are bullies. And they've gotten people to fear what they don't understand. And again, that doesn't happen here in France. It's tempting to think that you could become an expatriate and live here, but I can't because I'm an American. And, as much as my country is disappointing me greatly and making me incredibly sad, I have to fight for it. That's the deal. I will never leave. I will never give up. I will never surrender to these bigots and bullies. But I wanted to make a couple other observations on our relationship with France, especially vis-a-vis this political moment. I've been brought up to believe that the French didn't like Americans. It's so untrue. And the most touching thing was visiting Normandy, where my grandfather came on June 6, 1944. He actually came on the 9th, day 3, D+3. But he came on June 9th, 1944, 3 days after the Normandy invasion, after D-Day. And he came here to kill Nazis. He'd be sadly disappointed if you were alive today to find out that you can do that right at home. But it's a really touching memorial, not only because of what American soldiers did, but because of the friendship that the French have shown and continue to show the American people. In particular, to go to the American cemetery in Normandy, to see where a staff of 18 gardeners to this day, French gardeners paid for by the French government, has given over virtually sovereign territory to the United States, a cemetery specifically for our war dead at the Battle of Normandy. And the staff of 18 gardeners who so lovingly, and I'll drop some pictures, but they take care of a cemetery that you could argue is even more beautiful and poignant than Arlington, as if it were their own war dead. And that kind of gratitude, we don't return it. Americans routinely speak ill of the French. And the French have been unfailingly nice to us. Every single one has been warm and kind. And then you go see that cemetery and you think, wow. I'll give you just a little bit of context. Without the nation of France, we would not have a United States. Not only did they underwrite to the tune of what would amount to tens of millions of dollars and pay for our arms and equipment in the Revolutionary War, by the end of the war, they had sent over 5,000 soldiers and 12,000 sailors to fight directly in our War of Independence, in our revolution. In fact, over 2,000 French soldiers died. We don't win at the Battle of Yorktown, the decisive battle, without a major support of French arms and French valor. And yet, how do we repay them? Certainly not with the kindness they repay us. So keep those things in mind as you think about our relationship with France and our allies. And remember that the things we've so taken for granted, that we're well treated in other countries, that we have allies, that wherever we go, it's a good thing to be an American. All that is changing because of this administration. Well, I guess that's it. I'll sign off for now, but have a great Transgender Day of Visibility, and I'll drop a couple links in the chat. Oh, homework. One, on this Saturday, April 5th, is a National Day of Action to preserve democracy. We're hosting, the Lavender Democrats is hosting No Kings OC, Hands Off. It's a rally in Santa Ana, starts at 1 o'clock in Sasser Park in Santa Ana. I'll drop a link in. We have now over 1,000 unique RSVPs. I'll drop that link if you want to RSVP, but many people are just planning to attend without RSVPing. It's going to be huge. Please be there. And if you can't be there, find a rally that you can be at on Saturday. Second, on Sunday, the day after our event, if you're here in Southern California, there's a rally in support of transgender troops being held in Oceanside, California, outside the main gate of Camp Pendleton. It's being put on by a military dependent. I've met them. Their spouse is a transgender sailor who's in fear of being kicked out of the military. So please consider joining that as well. So Saturday and Sunday, 2 events. Thanks, folks. Happy Transgender Day of Visibility. Bye now.